I've had a ton of injury I discuss in my book that I've gone through a long time, and a specialist Beyonce's on drugs she's been on for quite a while. And you keep her that way, whether the offenses have been her ally. How about you have the option to be as pardoning of her, as she was assuming you I trust again on the grounds that I love her the same way regardless of what side I love her the same way I asked that I wanted my father. And did you get your father back? No, it was hard. Have you at any point asked why Beyonce is by all accounts torn from her more distant family? Well, in the event that the news or anything to go by Jay-Z might have had quite to do with that, especially her dad, a similar man. The vocalist herself ends up having totally no relationship with the present moment. And again, think about who too, that is not all obviously Hoff didn't demolish the artist's relationship with her dad. Goodness. The rapper was essentially answerable for Beyonce having an aftermath. With her whole more distant family, I can read your mind, yet Beyonce looks so blissful. Turns out that this is only one of those cases that things don't precisely show up as they appear to be. There's a ton to unload here, so remain tuned to the furthest limit of the video to figure out exactly how profound Jay's wrongs tricks run. Beyonce Knowles has been at the center of attention since her teen years. She's had her father to thank for pushing her into the spotlight alongside her bandmates in Predetermination's Kid. While Beyonce's life is inarguably better in light of this, her job, the dad played, likewise had a clouded side. In 2011, the pop star blamed her dad, Matthew Knowles, for taking cash from her. And it was her better half, Jay-Z, who aided prod this. By 2011, Beyonce was at that point an easily recognized name. Yet she was in the space between her Fate's Kid super fame and an ascent as an independent symbol. Close to this time, she stunned the world by terminating her dad. Immediately, guarantees hit the media, asserting that Matthew took cash from the global hotshot, a case that he energetically denied. By TMZ, I mean, it doesn't precisely appear to be unrealistic to figure Jay could have had something to do with that, allowing your dad to go as your chief. How hard was it to arrive at that choice? Perhaps of the hardest thing I've at any point done. Beyonce rejected that the shooting was private, expressing that it was simply a business choice. I've just headed out in different directions from my dad on a business level, the artist said in a proclamation. By means of board, he's my dad forever. And I love my father sincerely. I'm appreciative for all that he's shown me. I grew up watching both him and my mom, Tina Knowles, oversee and possess their own business. They were diligent business visionaries, and I will keep on emulating their example. The whole adventure sent waves to media outlets, as the artist's dad had been a fundamental piece of her whole profession. Up until that point, it didn't come simple either, as Beyonce required some swing from her famous spouse. Jay-Z has been a piece of his better half's life since her initial days, and he saw her go from teen pop star to out-and-out symbol, as per even the rich web recording that investigates the issues of the wealthy VIPs. Beyonce recruited a firm to research what her dad was doing in late 2010, proceeding approaching with the discoveries the next year. The examination viewed her dad to be blameworthy in all charges, meaning she needed to choose whether to allow her dad to proceed with his obscure business, his practices, in the wake of getting some much-needed rest, a new world visit to find herself. Beyonce was in the middle of in a difficult situation. She had a husband close by to help her settle on the ideal choice, or possibly the nearest thing to that. Jay-Z urged his significant other to bring things into her hands and free herself from her dad's shadow. And she did exactly that. Since heading out in different directions from her dad, the battle with him went back and forth, yet Beyonce is more huge than any time in recent memory. Awful as everything looks, this isn't even the main time Jay-Z has struck up a battle between the Sovereign Cove and her family. The narrative of Jay-Z controlling Beyonce has been a pillar in the business for quite a while. As a matter of fact, rumors from far and wide suggest that Sovereign Honeybee is as of now not on talking conditions with her sister Solange, as educated by Jay, as Beyonce disregarded Solange and at last parted ways with her Solange at long last, shouted out the plot of Parent Engineer, was not anyway her sister Solange won't hesitate to uncover her brother by marriage Jay-Z. For removing her, it will protect her more established sister Beyoncé. Despite the fact that they have a hereditary connection, the two big names emit the feeling that they don't have a clue about one another in view of their far-off disposition. The strain among Solange and Beyoncé has been working since the honors you see a long time back a battle among the Carter family went down in a lift at the times after they left the lift and headed out in a different direction. Jay-Z Beyoncé and her sister Solange Knowles didn't understand that their then confidential battle would become public, stand out as truly newsworthy all over the planet, and flash motivation for a portion of their most remarkable music to date. On May 5, 2014, Jay-Z entered the lift at the Standard Lodging in New York City with his significant other Beyoncé and a furious soul. Send-off following the Met celebration after party huff, and Solange traded a couple of words after she pushed his hand, far-removed hoard, endeavored to quiet his sister by marriage down until she got in front of him and begun swinging at him, so Send-off had the option to land 2 or 3 punches before a guardian endeavored to hold her back. While all Beyoncé looked on, without meddling, Solange figured out how to land a few kicks too. While the protector halted the lift to contain the battle, she even smacked him with her satchel. And all that dropped out of it, once the lift entryway is at long last opened, Jay-Z attempted to guarantee Solange wouldn't go after again by snatching her arm, yet she did it in any case. Narrow's sister investigated it as she set out toward the inn entrance, with the Carters dragging along her, so Send-off and Beyoncé head into one vehicle, while Hafus felt his face. Without leaving the inn, enters one more. The recording from the family quarrel was spilled by Temsey 7 days after the fact graciousness of a maverick safety officer who was quickly shot after their examination. The battle was supposedly the consequence of Beyoncé's Solange seeing Jay-Z getting excessively near style planner Rachel Roy, who's additionally Damon Run's ex. The quiet video portraying the unrehearsed scuffle among Solange and have sent off a progression of paranoid fears web jokes and broadly communicated parodies that would present their sensational lift ride into a mainstream society history. Everlastingly, the main things that our family has managed it, the Carter said in a joint proclamation that was given the day after the video spilled. Jane Solange each took care of what has happened. The two of them recognize their job in this confidential matter that is worked out in the public. The two of them have apologized to one another, and we have pushed ahead as a unified family. The reports of Solange being inebriated or shown sporadic way of behaving all through that night are basically misleading. By the day's end, families have issues, and we're the same. We love one another, or more all. We are family. We put this behind us and trust every other person will do likewise. While they might guarantee that things are arranged, a few reports from insiders near the pair have revived that they are everything except great. And think about who coordinated this entire thing without any preparation. That's right. In all honesty, Hoard himself now. Solange has at last focused on how Jay-Z controls all that in Beyoncé's life. We've seen in the background at Sovereign Honeybee's castle. And it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Solange is the kind of individual who'd be quick to let the cat out of the bag. Beyoncé is hard of hearing to prompt with regards to her marriage. It's been said that she and Solange are scarcely conversing with one another. She thinks he controls everything about Beyoncé, including her closet music, and fans, Jay-Z is the way to say in all things. And Beyoncé feels as he's doing everything for her, so she can't say no in the event that Jay-Z truly needs her out of his significant other's life. She is gone, so Send-off is only one of a few group who have drilled down into Beyoncé's own battles. The realities are uncovered by her previous security, is that she drives a frightening reality. Beyoncé and Jay-Z don't seem to be insane in adoration, and that is presumably in light of the fact that they aren't their previous security. contends that their association is absolutely legally binding a man who says he was Jay-Z and Beyoncé's guardian, has made some noise about the relationship he asserts that Beyoncé and Jay-Z will rebuff anybody who takes a stand in opposition to them. He asserted that the main explanation they were together was to store up riches. And become tycoons the spot is cold you all discussing Free Britney you all should do a firm mission and say free Beyoncé. She is a detainee in a blameworthy enclosure. Panther Ray was additionally scrutinized for uncovering the disarray that encompasses Jay-Z. She credits her unsuitable life to the way that Jay-Z was too centered around keeping up with his control over Beyoncé, the rapper she says is in any event professing to be Beyoncé's age, so she can continue to perform for quite a while. Puma contemplated whether Beyoncé's asserted that she was a minor when she dated Jay-Z was only an exposure stunt. It's been asserted that the media coaches constrain celebrities into line to assist them in their vocations. You, with Canning, be certain that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are partaking in this game for youthful performers. There are other hazardous claims she has made against Jay-Z. And Beyoncé Knowles, the high-profile relationship, has forever been hitched by errors. In a 2013 Vanity Fair meeting with Jay-Z, he conceded that he and Beyoncé were at the early feast period of romance, when they showed up together in the magazine's 2001 music issue anyway. In spite of numerous coordinated efforts, the performers demanded their matching with tonic.